Hello, friends. The German government announced that it will fund the production of 50,000 Strike FPV drones for Ukraine. These are manufactured by the Ukrainian company Skyfall, while the German firm Auterion will equip them with software and targeting modules. The system is also equipped with an infrared machine vision camera and a 2.5 kilogram combat payload. In addition, obviously the device is quite agile and surprisingly can hide underwater to lie in wait for any invader in Ukraine's rivers and lakes. The Strike 10 became the first Ukrainian drone to shoot down a Russian Mi-28 helicopter since the beginning of the invasion, and the Strike 10F variant, guided by fiber optics, won the drone dominance program of the U.S. Armed Forces, earning a score of 99.3 out of 100 points in evaluation. That's truly a warrior mosquito. On land, a Ukrainian ground drone, Termit, is carrying out a mission to resupply forward positions at the front. But the operator realizes that a Russian drone is coming at him, so he performs an evasive maneuver. Thanks to this, he was able to continue on his way and reach his destination to supply the defenders of the 66th Mechanized Brigade stronghold. The Ukrainian operator spotted the Russian drone using the vehicle's rear surveillance camera and his quick reflexes. The Ukrainian Termit ground drones, manufactured by the Ukrainian company Tinkor, function as a low-profile logistics platform, transporting up to 300 kilograms per trip across difficult terrain, with an operational range of 40 kilometers. Recently, an artificial intelligence module has been installed that allows the unit to navigate autonomously, something like a cruise control that frees up the operator in safe areas, and also makes the unit return in case the control signal is lost. On the mid-range attack front, operators from the Department of Active Operations of the Defense Intelligence Directorate of Ukraine, also known as CHUAR, successfully attacked a series of Russian military trucks transporting ammunition, fuel, and personnel along the supply route operated by the Horde in Zaporizhia Oblast. The attacks are part of the intense campaign that the defenders have launched to cut off the logistical arteries that sustain the invading forces on the defenders' front. In the footage, we see how HUR's drones use artificial intelligence control systems to identify and attack convoys and individual vehicles moving along rural roads and staging areas in the occupied territory. The secondary detonations confirm the destruction of critical cargoes essential for sustaining the Russian front line. According to the latest official update from July 26, the Department of Active Measures confirmed that these operations are ongoing. And what about their operators? Security forces are eliminating Russian military equipment, trucks, tankers, drones, transport vehicles, and personnel on the southern front, destroying dozens of logistical assets just during the previous week. By systematically pursuing supply convoys in the rear, Ukrainian intelligence operators force Russian commanders to disperse their resources, increase protective measures, and accept higher rates of attrition in their scarce fuel and ammunition reserves. This footage shows a desolate scene for the invaders, since along the IR 280 Novorossiya highway, which runs from Rostov-on-Don through Mariupol, Berdyansk, and Melitopol toward the peninsula, you can see a constant succession of overturned and burned Russian trucks, all marked by traffic cones. Ukrainian forces have systematically attacked all cargo vehicles using this route and the adjacent roads with medium-range attack drones as part of what analysts and Ukrainian commanders call the Interdiction campaign or logistical blockade, whichever you prefer. Ukrainian military reports already document hundreds of destroyed trucks, tankers, and transport vehicles, which has earned the corridor the grim nickname of the Highway of Death. In early June, the commander of the Unmanned Systems Forces, Robert Magyar Brovdi, reported that military cargo traffic on the route had dropped by about 71% over a 2-week period, which led Russian commanders to temporarily ban military cargo transport on key sections and to divert convoys to secondary roads. The bridges at Chongar, Enichesk, and Armyansk have been constantly attacked, which has forced reliance on pontoon bridges, which in turn have also become frequent targets of Ukrainian raids. On July 20, the Russian governor of Zaporizhia informed President Vladimir Putin that Russian forces had established full control of the R-280 using new methods and equipment. Although he obviously didn't send the memo to the Ukrainians, who so far don't seem to have gotten the message. The invaders are trying to set up a mobile defense of the logistical routes in their rear, using mobile groups based on pickup trucks with heavy machine guns mounted in the back. What do you want me to say? The Ukrainian mosquitoes don't seem to be impressed with the system, as this trio of invaders found out the hard way, with at least 2 of them managing to save their skins. But come on, we have to admit that after all, the vehicle did manage to intercept the mosquito. As you know, a few days ago, President Zelensky appointed General Mikhailo Drapati as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, and many people don't know much about the kind of officer he is. That's why I wanted to share that record from August 8, 2014, when Drapati was the commander of the 2nd Battalion of the Drapati Mechanized Brigade, whom he led during the breakout from the Izabarine Encirclement in the Luhansk region, where, after several days of fighting, he managed to get 260 soldiers and more than 30 armored vehicles out of the encirclement. Our warriors recall enduring constant artillery fire and several ambushes while breaking through the encirclement along the 60-kilometer route. Among them, everyone says that Mikhailo Drapati was the hero, as they say he managed to lead the convoy to the safe zone, with almost no losses. I knew the risk was enormous. The main objective was to save our people, and we did it. We were all scared. The whole way we were under constant attack, both from multiple rocket systems and artillery. We were ambushed, but we all made it out in the end. That wasn't Drapati's only action. For example, he led a column of infantry transports into the center of Mariupol to rescue his comrades who were besieged in a government building in the city center, which the Russians, disguised as separatists, were trying to take by force. In short, a real soldier, respected by his troops, who has always shown genuine concern for the lives of his soldiers. Now we have to see if his strategic leadership skills will match his remarkable courage on the battlefield. Let's hope so. To conclude, the inhabitants of Kyiv wake up after yet another night of ballistic missile attacks from the invading horde, which as always caused serious damage to civilian buildings. Even so, all the neighbors come to help clear the rubble. I hope this war ends sooner rather than later. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels, where we present information about the war in a different format. Don't forget to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1, you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and without. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel